Surfshark is the VPN that everyone recommends because it's cheap, but I used it thoroughly and found 4 drawbacks that almost no video talks about, including a hidden detail in its privacy policy that even surprised me. Today, I'm giving you the full review, no filter. The good, the bad, and my direct answer on whether it's worth it in 2026. Let's start with the basics, because Surfshark has changed quite a bit since it first hit the market. This VPN was launched in 2018, and in less than 8 years, it went from being the cheap alternative to competing head-to-head with the giants of the industry. Today, its headquarters are in the Netherlands, and since 2022, it's been part of the same business group as NordVPN, although it operates independently with its own infrastructure and its own teams. What exactly do you get when you pay for Surfshark in 2026? A network of more than 4,500 servers spread across 100 countries. And here, there are 2 technical details that I think are key. First, all the servers run at a minimum of 10 gigabits per second, which means the infrastructure is built for real speed, not just brochure numbers. Second, these are servers that operate solely on RAM memory. What does that mean in practice? It means nothing is written to a hard drive. If a server shut down or restarted, all the information that passed through it disappears. As for encryption, Surfshark uses AES 256 GCM and ChaCha20, the same standards used by banks and governments, with the WireGuard, OpenVPN, and IKEv2 protocols. WireGuard comes enabled by default, and it's the one I would leave on, because it's the fastest of the 3. Now, all of this sounds great, but any VPN can claim to be secure. The real question is something else. Who verified it? And this is where Surfshark earned my respect. Their no-logs policy was audited by Deloitte, one of the 4 largest auditing firms in the world, first in 2023 and again in June 2025. And at the beginning of this year, the cybersecurity firm Securing reviewed their server infrastructure. Before that, Cure 53 had already examined their extensions and systems. Very few VPNs have such a track record of external audits. Let's start with the advantage I mentioned earlier, the one that no major competitor dares to match. With just one Surfshark account, you can protect unlimited devices. And pay attention to this, because it's not a minor detail. Your phone, computer, tablet, TV, your partner's phone, your kids' phones, all under the same subscription at the same time. Second advantage, speed, which was my biggest concern with such an affordable VPN. This year's lab tests recorded peaks of over 750 megabits per second on nearby servers, with an average speed loss of just 20%. And what does that mean in real life? It means that if your internet is 100 megabits, you'll browse at about 80 with the VPN on. In daily use, honestly, you don't even notice it. Web pages load the same, videos don't pause, and video calls run smoothly. And speaking of videos, the third advantage, streaming. In the 2026 tests, Surfshark unlocked more than 16 different Netflix libraries, as well as BBC iPlayer, Disney Plus, and Prime Video without error screens or weird tricks. If you travel often and want to keep watching your usual catalog, this works, and it works well. Now, where Surfshark really surprised me was with everything it includes without charging you a single extra cent. It comes with Clean Web, an ad and tracker blocker that works while you browse. It has camouflage mode, which disguises your traffic so that not even your internet provider knows you're using a VPN. It has dynamic multi-hop, which change your connection through 2 servers of your choice, like putting a double lock on your door. Add to that the rotating IP, which changes your address every few minutes without disconnecting you. And it adds alternative ID, a feature that generates an alternate identity and email for you to sign up on sketchy sites without exposing your real information. And how much does this whole package cost? If you go for the 2-year plan, it starts at around $2 a month depending on the current promotion, with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you can try it risk-free. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? Exactly. And that's the point. Because when something sounds too good to be true, I start looking for the fine print, and I found it. I promise you 4 disadvantages, and I'll start with the one that surprised me the most. That hidden detail in the privacy policy. Surfshark says it doesn't keep logs, and it's true that it doesn't record your activity, but when you read the fine print, you find out that it does store your IP address while your session is active to prevent abuse of the service, and it deletes it 15 minutes after you disconnect. This was confirmed by Deloitte's own audit. Is it serious? For you and me, who use the VPN for browsing and streaming, honestly, no. Your activity remains hidden, but if your priority is that there isn't even a temporary trace of your connection, there are competitors who are stricter on this exact point, and I think it's only fair you know that before you pay. Second disadvantage, the price has two catches. The first is the renewal. That 2-year plan at $2 a month feels like a steal, but when the period ends, the renewal of the basic plan goes up to about $80 per year, almost triple what you paid when you signed up. The second catch is the monthly plan, which is between $15 and $16. And here's the irony. Month by month, the cheap VPN ends up costing more than NordVPN or ExpressVPN, which are around $13. My direct advice: sign up for the long-term plan and turn off auto-renewal the same day you pay. Third disadvantage, technical limitations. Surfshark doesn't offer port forwarding, and that's not an oversight. The company officially says it blocks it for security reasons, to prevent IP leaks. If you download torrents heavily or host servers, this is gonna hurt. There's also no dedicated app for routers. You can set it up manually on compatible routers, but it's a more technical process. Unlike with ExpressVPN, which does have its own app. And in this year's tests, upload speeds were noticeably lower than download speeds. And the fourth disadvantage, jurisdiction. Surfshark operates out of the Netherlands, a member country of the Nine Eyes Intelligence Alliance, where agencies share information between governments. Now, let's be fair with the context. Dutch law doesn't require companies to retain user data, and audits confirm there's nothing to hand over. For the average user, this doesn't matter much. For a journalist or an activist in a risky situation, it's a decisive factor. Surfshark sells 3 plans, and picking the wrong one could cost you money or leave you paying for features you don't need. The first is Starter, the full VPN with everything I showed you. Unlimited devices are included, starting at around $2 a month on the 2-year plan. The second is One, and here's the smart move I mentioned earlier. For less than an extra $1 a month, it adds a full antivirus, alerts that notify you if your email or data show up in a leak, and an ad-free private search engine. And the third is One Plus, which is about $4 a month and adds Incogni, a tool that automatically requests your data be deleted from data brokers. It sounds tempting, but let's be honest, its biggest usefulness is in the United States, where the personal data market is huge. If you live in Latin America, you probably don't need it. Extras? You can add a dedicated IP that's yours and no one else's for about $4 extra a month. Available in 20 locations around the world. Useful for remote work or banking, unnecessary for everyone else. Now, the million-dollar question, how does Surfshark stack up against the big players? Against NordVPN, it loses in network size, because Nord has twice as many servers and works better in countries with heavy censorship like China. But Surfshark wins on price and on unlimited devices, compared to Nord's cap of 10. Against ExpressVPN, it loses in polish, because Express does have a router app and a more seamless experience, but it costs more and limits your connections. And against Proton VPN, it loses in privacy credentials, because Proton operates out of Switzerland and does offer port forwarding, but Surfshark beats it in streaming and value for money. For most people, the best buy in 2026 is Surfshark One on the 2-year plan. Families with lots of devices, people who stream, anyone who wants complete security without spending much. That's where Surfshark is hard to beat. My honest conclusion after all this, if you're looking for the best value for money to protect all the devices in your home, stream and browse safely, Surfshark is one of the best things you can buy in 2026. As long as you get the long-term plan and turn off auto-renewal before the price goes up. Remember that in the video description, I've left the best deals so you can use the one that works best for you. And that's all.